I'm so rude, I apologize.
How key was the strong start, getting their 2 stars in foul trouble and getting you guys off to a good start?
It was huge. It kind of took them out of their flow just a little bit. We can tell that they were pivotal in their offense, and being able to have them sit out a couple minutes in the first half while we were able to get on the run was definitely an early difference maker in the game.
You mentioned as you walked in, Brandon Johns, he was ready for the opportunity today. What did you see from him?
Yeah, they're throwing a lot at him, all of us. We want him, and we know his potential and how good he can be. And he's just in a situation that a lot of freshmen who come here are. They're just getting a lot thrown at him, a lot of different positions, and so many coverages. But he was able to come in today with a clear mind and just play. He has so much talent, and he stepped up huge for us tonight, and we were able to pull out the win due to his big plays.
There were some questions about some of the teams that you had played lately being a little bit lesser competition to come out the way you did against Indiana. Just talk about the mindset and what the challenge of this game meant to you guys.
Yeah, we try to take every game with the same mindset. I think the coaches do a really good job of setting us up for that. But we know that now we're in Big Ten play, and every game is going to be tough no matter the opponent. So being able to come out here and have a big-time win, especially at home, try to get as many as we can at home. And like I said, just being able to pull out a tough, gritty win today against a really good team is huge.
Kind of struggled in the second half from 3. Was there anything that they were doing that was kind of keeping you?
Who?
You guys.
No, I don't think so. I don't know how many shots, how many threes you took in the second half. They were doing extremely a lot of helping in the first half. That's how we were able to get a lot of open looks. But in the second half, we can tell that they weren't helping as much. That's why we were also able to get to the basket. So it's kind of like we got to play what they give us. And their coverages and their rotations were extremely hard in the first half. So we were able to have open threes, but in the second half, they were more out and trying to run us off the line. That's why X was able to get to the basket as much as he did.
When Charles has the bounce that he does in the first half today with the steals and dunks and all that, how much does that help him?
It's a huge energy booster, him and for everybody else, only because he does so much that isn't charted. Like he'll get a tip deflection, or he'll go and he'll get a steal, or he'll get a tip rebound, or any 50-50 ball. So being able to see a leader out there hustling and being able to get easy buckets and transition buckets and being able to get the crowd going and give us a positive boost and positive momentum any time in the game is definitely huge for a game like this.
Jordan, what does it mean to you guys as a team to be 15-0 at this point and also to share the lead in Big Ten?
Yeah, it's huge. I just think that we're also just really worried about getting better. Trying to take every day by day, every game by game. Not looking too far ahead. I think we rarely talk about our record or how many wins we have in the last year or whatever the situation is. We do a really good job of just coming in and trying to get better every day. And being able to focus on the task at hand, and I feel like that's why we've been so successful.
And that's something you guys echoed last year in the national tournament. But is it hard for you guys to shut out, the outside noise or not think about your record?
I really feel like this team is very similar to last teams in how we are mentally. We have absolutely no problem coming in and being able to focus on practice or focus on the game. I think when everybody said that we were ranked second in the country, if you would have came in our practice and told us, we kind of would have been like, oh, okay, cool, that's pretty cool, and just kept it pushing, you know what I'm saying? So being able just to focus on getting better and individual work and teamwork and building chemistry and winning games on the road and at home are something that we definitely continue to keep up will be good this year.
With that said, do you guys have a determination to go undefeated?
Like in the season?
Period.
I know a big goal is to try to go undefeated at home, being able to have an amazing crowd and amazing people behind us at home. So I feel like those are games that we gotta win. But like I said, the Big Ten is extremely hard, and anybody can lose on any night. So you got to come prepared, and I feel like that's why we've been so focused on the next game at hand rather than focusing on what's in the past or what's in the future.
How much do you think that coach is going to hammer on not having a letdown at Illinois?
A lot. I think he'll focus on it like any other game, though. Illinois is an extremely aggressive, scrappy defensive team, and it'll be a very similar game to the South Carolina game and how they play deep. But we know from the guys who were here last year, Illinois always gives us a tough fight, no matter the situation, let alone going and playing the Big Ten road on the game. So that just adds to it. So the coaches will definitely probably be a little bit more aggressive on how we look at our coverages and more locked in and whatnot, especially just because it's going to be a tough game. And we just got to come out prepared.
Jordan, I walked in late, so if I can just go back to today's game really quick. That start you guys had, and I'm sure you already answered this, but what was clicking for you guys? What did that feel like against a really damn good test in Indiana?
Yeah, it just felt good. I feel like it really shows how we are as a team. Everybody can come out there and make shots. And on top of that, when we're able to play really good defense and try to get out in transition, it really just adds the fuel to the fire that we have. And Charles got 2 huge steals today, and we were able to get easy buckets. But like I said, just being able just to stay solid on the offensive and defensive end against a really good team like that is definitely a huge boost.
And Jordan, to follow up on that, it seemed like you and Charles off the rip just kind of attacked him really, really aggressively. Is that a conversation you guys had before the game, or were you just taking what the defense was giving you?
I think me and Charles both are extremely elite level scorers. And we love being aggressive on offense, but we're also not going to force our way to a situation. We always look at what the defense is giving us, and we can tell that we were able to pivot at some of the mismatches or the matches that we had in the game today, and I feel like we were able to drive more in the second half and being able to space it forward and get threes in the first half. But we both just take what we give us. It's not like a conversation before the game. We're both just aggressive, and we were just taking what they were giving us.
Did you see Charles approach this game any differently, knowing he'd be going against Langford?
No, that's not something that Charles thinks about. Charles thinks of everybody the same way. I mean, he's a dominant scorer, and he's a dominant defender, and Charles doesn't put himself in situations where he thinks about anybody else or matchups or guys who are going lottery or whatever situation is. Charles looking at who's in front of him, and he's going to try to kill him every night. That's really all it boils down to.
I don't want to take anything away from your effort, but when those guys both pick up 2 fouls in the opening 4 minutes, do you kind of sense just looking in their eyes?
And Romeo?
Yeah, you sense just looking in their team's eyes in the court that, hey, we got a shot to blow this thing open at that point?
I feel like we look at that situation anytime where anybody's on the court. We could tell that when they were back in the game that they were extremely thirsty to try to get buckets only because they've been out for a long time and they wanted to get themselves going. I'm saying, but when you look at scores like that and guys who have so much talent, you just try to find ways to get them out the game. And being able to get 2 quick fouls on Romeo and 2 quick fouls on Jawan was definitely extreme. It helped us today.
Can you describe the difference in freedom